My toxic trait is that I'm a Gemini. That is my toxic trait. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. LifeOfAls here. If you're new, hello. If you're returning, what's bracking? Make sure if you're new, by the way, that you subscribe. Thank you, because I make cool content. I'm kind of funny sometimes, I'm kind of cute, so just subscribe, you know, it's free. And follow me on Instagram whilst you're here too, because you know, it's free. So today I thought I'd do something different, a very chatty video. It is really warm in my room. I shouldn't really be wearing this hoodie. Should I change to something different? Well, it's too late now, isn't it? Today I'm gonna be doing a star sign video, some astrology, some astrology. Can we call it that? Astrology. Yeah, I'm just gonna be going through basically my personal feelings about each of the signs, what I like, what I dislike, all that jazz. I should throw a disclaimer out there, I'm not like a professional astrologer by any means. I know my understanding of astrology is very like elementary, like basic level elementary. If you want to follow some cool astrology babes though, I suggest you follow my babes Zodiac astrology. I think that's her at. I'll put that at. And my babes Aries, I think hers is angel numbers. I'll put their at, but they're like astrology pros. I just be watching what they say and learn from them because, like I said, my understanding is basic. So a lot of what I'm saying is going to be based around. Like my personal experiences with each of the signs more than anything, and my understanding of the signs based on the fact that I am a Gemini as well. So bear that in mind. I'm a Gemini, Sun, a Leo rising, and a Scorpio moon. If that matters to anyone. So basically, that will determine my approach and my kind of like my experience with each of the signs. So yeah, before we get into this video, I'd like to shout out the sponsor of this video, which is Klaiyi hair. They sponsored me this gorgeous wig. I wore it in my last upload, I believe. Yeah, so this gorgeous wig. It is a 26-inch lace frontal wig. It was plucked by my friend Patience, Hair Virtue, and I just installed it. The lace is transparent, so it's a little bit light, and I have no lace tint, which means that tinting it is very difficult. If you have transparent lace tint foundation is, if you're my colour anyways, you're using transparent lace tint. The hair is holding up really well. I've also found, right guys, let me show you. You really shouldn't straighten your hair bareback, by the way. You should really be putting heat protectant in it, but I like using this stuff when I straighten my hair. It's just the Cantu Thermal Shield Heat Protectant. I don't know if it's got like a silkening property to it at all, but it just makes the hair so, look at that, silk baby, like butter. Like butter. And you lot know that, I'm saying you lot know, I forget that I have new viewers that probably come to watch my videos. You guys, well, if you don't know, now you know. Buttery, silky, straight hair is my bag. I'm very picky about straight hair because I like to have that buttery, silky feel. Overall, so far, so good with this hair, to be honest. Like, I've been having a me and this hair having a whale of a time. Like, it's giving me real Insta baddie bad B vibes. That's the tease I feel like I'm giving you guys right now. But yeah, that's it for the hair. Really, I really feel like if you're like me, if you're like me and you're a bit like a lazy babe, I really recommend pre-made wigs. They can be a bit hit and miss, but this Klaiyi one's really nice. Pre-made wigs are easy. You just pluck or do what I do and get someone else to pluck if you can't be bothered, and go. You don't have to worry about constructing the wig, etc, etc. That's for the real lazy bad bees, which is who I do it for, you know, us lot. Thank you so much to Klaiyi hair for sending me this gorgeous wig. I'll have all the links in the description box, and let's get on with the video, shall we? Rightio, let's start with Aries. 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 I have close friends that are Aries. Like, some of my closest friends are Aries. Aries are like a very fiery and courageous bunch. Like, if you want a friend, if you know that friend that will always back your beef no matter what, like before you can even bird call them to back your beef, they're just there ready to back your beef. That is an Aries. Aries are always ready to back beef. They stay on go. They're more ready to back your beef than their own. That's how Aries are. Like, my Aries friend, yeah, I can be on the phone to them and be like, oh, this girl, yeah, she must have put, before I can say push, they'll be like, where is she? What, let's pull up. Like, that's Aries for you. Like, they stay on go. They're very ride or die. Like, if you like excitement, it's Aries. Like, one thing I like with my Aries friends is, yeah, like, if I want to have a good time and I'm bored, I know I can hit up my Aries homegirl and she's ready to go. She's got a motive for us to go to. Like, Aries, if you want to have a good time, hit up the Aries. I'm a Gemini, like I mentioned before, so for me it works out really well because it's like I'm very spontaneous as well, and I feel like the only sign that tends to be able to keep up with how spontaneous I am tends to be Aries. So like I can call an Aries, like my Aries friend, and be like, I'm bored today, and like in an hour or so you have a motive. Like I remember my friend Olivia, I went to her house to chill. I wasn't meant to be doing, I went to chill, we ended up at a party in Cambridge, as in we drove there at 1 in the morning. That's just Aries and Gemini. Now, what I don't like about Aries is I find, this is just, like I said, I'm not an astrologer, so I could be wrong. I find them to be massive crybabies on the inside. Like they're big crybabies. They're quite like, I want to say, I don't know if it's emotional or sensitive. They're quite like easily irritated, like will start arguments about silly things. That's just how they are. Like they're very like, and it's like they'll start arguments about silly things and they'll get really angry, but then it's like, behind that anger I'm just like, oh no, you're not even angry, you're just really sad. Like that's the thing with Aries. I think they try to play tough guy a lot, like I'm so tough, like da da da. But like more time their anger towards something, when you look beneath the surface, is them being really sad and really crybabyish about stuff. It's just them throwing tantrums and you did this to me. My Aries friends, I'm sorry, like they're big crybabies, like, and you can trust an Aries to start an argument with you about anything, any little thing, they're ready to go. And it's because they just, I don't know, I think Aries don't know how to channel their, they don't know how to channel the feeling of being upset properly, so their upset just turns to them being angry. You're just looking at them like, but why are you so angry over this little thing? But it's not that they're necessarily angry, they're just mad upset. Because of that, I just find that Aries can be a bit like, they're a bit just a little bit, just a tad, just a sprinkle of tact, just a dash. They're just a bit not all there sometimes. Like they're a bit, like I said, it's a combination of them being on go, them being big crybaby. They're just a bit like, you sometimes find that you might be walking on eggshells with an Aries sometimes, so they're a bit like unpredictable at times. I've just learnt with Aries, just let them do their thing. I'm just like, you're tripping, I'm gonna leave you in the corner to trip over there. You have fun tripping. When you're done tripping, come back. And that usually works. I can't lie, that usually works. Usually works. Taurus. Where do I begin with Tauruses? Let's start with what I like about Tauruses. Tauruses, if you want to be able to rely on someone, oh, a Taurus will always. Is my wig lifting? It really is. We're just going to pretend that this isn't. Oh, it's really lifting. Let's just pop that down there. Look at that. You wouldn't even guess that my wig is lifting on the sides. Tauruses, very dependable people. Like if you want that person you can rely on, that is a Taurus. Tauruses is that person that will come through. Like one of my pet peeves is flakiness. Like anyone who knows me knows I don't like flakiness. I don't like when you don't come through on something you said you're gonna do and without a good excuse. And for me, most excuses are bullshit. To put that out there. I've realised that a lot of excuses are actually BS. Like they sound reasonable to you, like what you're saying sounds good and it sounds fair, but it's just an excuse. And that's what excuses are all the time. Excuses. Anyways, rant about that over. Tauruses, they don't come with that BS. Like Tauruses are very dependable. Like I know I can call up my Taurus friend and if I need something to get done, it gets done. They're very practical. They're very like, yeah, it's done. Like you can really count on a Taurus to come through for you. Very good problem solvers, practical people. Now what I don't like about Tauruses, they are very stubborn. They are stubborn as I cannot take how stubborn Tauruses are. Like it actually will drive me mad. That's why I don't think I could ever really date a Taurus properly, because unless they have other things in their chart that can balance that stubbornness. Tauruses are the definition of wrong and strong. Especially the men. The men. I feel like the women are even just something I can take here. It's Taurus men. Taurus men will be like,
yeah, I cheated on you. If you look at this logically and diplomatically, then really and truly, I kind of was in the right for cheating, because like, I cheated because I had to cheat. Like, you left me no choice but to cheat, so this isn't my fault, it's your fault.
That's a Taurus. That's what Taurus will say to you. Wrong and strong. That is Taurus for you. Moving on to my sign. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. Moving on to my sign. Gemini. There's a song. Every time I say Gemini, there's a song that comes into my mind every single time. It's a Donnell Jones song. It's a Gemini and me, got split personalities. They start to Jekyll and Hyde with me, because that's exactly what Geminis are. We are tapped. I almost argue we're just the most tapped of all the zodiac. We're a bit tapped, yeah. Like we're very mad people. I'm not denying that we're very mad, but what I will say is, I think we have a very bad rep, and I think Geminis, I'm just gonna say it, I think out of all the signs we're very painfully misunderstood. And I think one thing about Geminis is we have a reputation for being quite fickle, in the sense that, like, when a Gemini with you, will with you the long way, but the way we'll switch up on you and we don't you no more will make you think, damn, this person never I get this more romantically than platonic relationships, in the sense that, like, when I'm with someone, I'll ride for you. Listen, you're my man. Like, yeah, my man. Like, I'll go to bat for you. I'll do anything for you. The minute things are over and the relationship breaks up, I can be very cold, very distant, very, like, just act like you don't exist kind of thing, or like you never meant anything. And I think part of that is a coping mechanism, and it's just because, like, just because I'm now acting, this sounds mad, yeah, but I might be acting cold and distant now, like you don't mean shit to me now, but it doesn't mean that when you did mean shit to me, that what I was feeling wasn't true. Does that make sense? People look back and they'll be like, oh, she could have never loved me, she's leaving like this now. But I did at the time. That's how I felt at the time. Now I'm feeling different. My feelings change all the time. Like, it doesn't mean that what I felt at that time was not true. Things have just changed, but I think people can't come to grips with that sometimes. I'd say out of all the star signs, I think Geminis, we're really the most difficult to date because of how fickle we are. Like, 1 minute I'll just be like,
you got me all the way. You think you're gonna bring some flowers, some pink ass flowers, and everything gonna be on my can't nobody tell me where and how to go.
Next I'm like,
me anytime, alright? Okay.
Well, let me lock you out, because I just was like, girl, the Tiara, she came to me like she took.
Tommy may be the craziest woman I ever met in my life.
Like, we're disturbingly fickle. Like, 1 minute I'm just like,
I love him. I know him, y'all. I know him. I know this man.
And then the next I'm like,
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
like, we're so fickle in love, and I think it's quite difficult. But once you get a Gemini on lock, which is difficult, I can't lie, but once you get us on lock, you got us for life. Ish. Ish. And for that reason, I myself would never date a Gemini man. I think Gemini men are just, they have a very bad rep. Like, even sometimes my friends will call me about things that Gemini men have done to them. I'm just like, damn, like, these some cold. Geminis do have big hearts, but I think we're just very misunderstood. And also crazy. There's that too. Cancers. I think Cancers might be one of my favourite signs. Ugh, I love Cancers so much. I tend to attract Cancers a lot as well. Like, I have a lot of close people to me that are Cancers. I love Cancers so much. They are such sweethearts, such big hearts, and very just good vibes people. Like, Cancers are very good vibes, very principled people, big hearts, like big, especially when it comes to their loved ones. Big hearts, very protective of their loved ones. They will ride out for their loved ones. What I don't like about Cancers is, despite how sweet they are, they're actually like low-key, high-key, in fact, manipulative. Like, and I get on because like two of my bestest friends are Cancers, and I tell them all the time, like, you lot are a manipulative bunch. They know how to be very emotionally manipulative, like really, really bad. Like, if it goes unchecked, it's even dangerous sometimes. That's what I find that I don't like about Cancers, and they're so sensitive. Not so much emotional. Some people call them emotional, but I think that's more Pisces. Cancers are sensitive as hell. Like, yeah, my brother's a Cancer as well, and they're just mad sensitive. Mad sensitive. Even if they don't necessarily express it, because you've got the ones like my brother that don't express how sensitive they are, but on the inside they're feeling it. But they're very sensitive people. Yeah. Manipulative and sensitive. That's Cancers for you. Like, Cancers take things to heart very quickly, like, and they'll be taking the smallest things to heart as well. Like, you'll feel like something is so insignificant, such a minor, but your Cancer friend will take it to heart. But I love Cancers. I like Cancer men. I don't think I'd ever romantically go with a Cancer. Actually, I could do a Cancer man. I never have before. A lot of the men that I know that are Cancers are my friends, and they're just big hearts, sweetest guys ever. Like, I just wanna, they're just so sweet. Let's move on to Leo. That was so corny. Wow. Leo, my rising sign. Leos, I feel like Leos just get attacked unprovoked. It will literally be like nobody. I hate Leos so much, they're so attention seeking, oh my god. The thing with Leos is, I'm not a Leo, I'm a Leo rising. Leos are not attention seeking. Well, they are attention seeking, but on top of being attention seeking, they actually naturally have a warmth to them that just attracts attention, especially us risings. They just naturally command the attention of people in the room. That's how Leos are. That's how I find. Maybe I'm being biased to my rising sign, but they just command attention. That doesn't mean that I will say that they can't be attention seeking at the same time. They have that thing going on where they like command attention and they also like attention seek. And when I say attention seek, I mean that Leos can be very, very self-centered, like very me, I, look at me. Yeah, that's a big weakness for Leos that I find. They can be extremely self-centered. On top of being self-centered, Leos can be really, really arrogant. But then I also think, see Leos, the jig is up, I feel like their arrogance, especially when they're underdeveloped, is more of a veil to hide how insecure they can really be sometimes. That's the thing with arrogance with Leos. I feel like it can really be a veil to hide that. Some of them just feel really insecure and they feel like they have to put on a bravado. Leos are very like performative sign, like a rah, like lion, innit? Like performative, like look at me, I'm the king, look at my mane, da 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 da. But then deep down, they be hurting. They be hurting. Tell you what though, yeah, if you want a good time, I'm just saying, if you want a good time, my personal recommendation, Leo men and entanglement. If you want a good time, not a long time, but a good time, get yourself a Leo. Leos like are performers and they pride themselves on like, look what I can do, bravado. So you'll have a whale of a time once you get past the self-centeredness, of course, because they can be very like me, I. But once you get past that bit, you'll have a whale of a time with a Leo, but because they want to impress, they want to wow, like, look at me, the line, look what I can do. Leo and entanglement, I'd recommend. Not 10 out of 10, but I would recommend. Right, let's move on to Virgo. Virgo. Should we start positive or negative? Because I mean, okay, they're very, Virgos are very, they're nice, they're kind people, they're really kind, Virgos are really hardworking. Like their work rate is second to none. I don't think anyone can out hard work a Virgo. Like they work hard. Look at Beyonce for example, perfect example, she's a Virgo. Virgos work so hard. Like they really are the definition of like rise and grind and shine, whatever these people, these Dinner Jay-Z people would love to say, whatever quote it is. Having a Virgo around you will really make you look at hard work and having a good work ethic really differently, because they grind. Like they're the definition of really going after what you want in this life. I just find that they're very good at like borrowing people's personalities. God. Virgos are gonna hate me for this. I'm so sorry guys, all fun and games, okay? A lot of them are really good at like borrowing personalities and putting up a front that's not them to disguise the fact that deep down they're very boring. Like I just find them very yeah, again, please Virgos don't come and attack me. It's not all Virgos that are like this, and depending what else is in your chart, you might not be like this, but it's just the Virgos that I've met, that I've had personal interactions with, that I know, but I just find them very like whew. Libra. It's an exciting one for me to talk about because I have a very complex love-hate for Libras, because when a Libra is developed, I love me a Libra. Libra men are like, when they're developed, I feel like out of all the people in the Zodiac, Libras tend to understand me the most. they might be the only ones outside of other Geminis that understand me and get me, which is why I like dating Libra men in particular. Libras are very fair, very balanced people, very open-minded. They can see both sides to things. They kind of roll with the punches of a Gemini, if that makes sense, or someone who's so sporadic and so all over the place and kind of just be like, okay, fair enough, let's just, like, that's what I love about Libras so much. Like, Libras, I tend to have an instant connection with. Like, whenever I vibe with someone off the bat, they're either a Libra or Cancer, usually a Libra, like, or another Gemini. Like, Libras and me, I love a Libra, a developed Libra. Good and annoying thing about Libras is that they're very fair and very balanced, obviously the scales. So you can go to a Libra friend for really good impartial advice about the situation, because they'll actually be honest with you. Like, I can't really go to my Libra friend and try to sway them on my side if they don't necessarily believe that I'm in the right. Like, Libras are very like, no, this is wrong, try to see it from the other person's perspective. That's what Libras are like. See, Libras, yeah, I have never come across such a passive-aggressive bunch in my entire life. They care about being liked so much. See, Geminis, we can hold our hands up and be like, do you know what, yeah, I'm toxic, and what? Like, that's Geminis for you. And that's why I feel like we get bare stick, but I'm just like, the real ones you need to watch out for are the Libras, because Libras are the kind of person that won't like you, but because of their deep innate desire to want to be liked by everyone, they will still be nice to you, still bread you, still beg off you when they see you, because their desire to be liked by everyone overrides the fact that they don't even like you. So they might even like you, but they don't want you to dislike them. Do you get it? For that reason, I can find they can be very, 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 very fake. Like, Libras, people give Geminis this two-faced reputation. It's Libras. They can be so two-faced, it's a joke. Like, Libras, you've got to watch out for them sometimes. You really do. They're the type to secretly hold a grudge as well. So I mean with the passive aggressiveness. Libras are the kind of person where they'll act like everything's cool, but they hold that grudge, and what that manifests as is passive aggressiveness. So Libras are the kind of person to not directly confront you when you've done something wrong that they don't like, but they'll passive aggressively let you know that, yeah, they ain't happy and they're holding a grudge. Libra friends can be quite difficult to have because they like to straddle the fence a lot. And as a Gemini, that no work. Yeah, not straddling the fence around here. Like, yeah, Libras straddling the fence a lot because they want to be liked by everybody. Let's move on to Scorpio, my moon sign. Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Scorpios are like so deep, like, but that deep for me is a good thing. They're so deep and so intense. You can connect with them on like a proper deep level and have like deep, meaningful conversations with Scorpio. They're very intense, very passionate people, and I love that about Scorpios. And one thing about Scorpios is I find they're a bit clairvoyant, especially the moons, but like, they be knowing. Oh, a Scorpio be knowing. They be knowing the unknown. Jokes aside, like, I have a friend that's a Scorpio and he be knowing. Like, I could explain something to him and he be knowing. Like, before it, like, I could tell him something and be like this, that, the other, and he can just uncover the deeper layers of things. We can go into deep. Scorpios just be knowing. I don't know how they do it. They just be knowing. Like, I'm not even explaining it properly, but they just be knowing. And when you have a Scorpio mate, like the Scorpio that you've managed to bond with and they've let you into their world, man, that's a friend. That is a friend for life. Scorpios are excellent friends, really good friends. Once they've kind of let you in, that's a friend. I find that Scorpios, it's quite funny that Scorpios are a water sign because they give off very fiery energy, but Scorpios are actually quite like, I think Scorpios are quite emotional, you know. Like, I find them quite like, they put on this brave, like, fiery front, but they're crybabies. I'm a Scorpio moon, I be crying a lot. Okay, I be crying a lot. Now, one thing about Scorpios is, yeah, that's a bit, I'll say it's a bad thing. They're stupidly secretive. Like, there's protecting your privacy and there's being dumb secretive. Like, Scorpios are secretive as hell. Like, so secretive. My friend describes it as like secretive over nothing. Like, it's nothing. You're being bare secretive over it. Like, Scorpios really do not show their cards like that. They're very private. Very, especially, I find this to be true more of the moons than the actual sun signs, but secretive as hell. Scorpios can also be very, like, very jealous, like really jealous, which is what makes the Scorpio men so toxic. Scorpio men are toxic as because they're so, like, intense and jealous, and you know what? I'm gonna say it. Because of that, they make great entanglement. I hate to say it. I love a Scorpio. I love a Scorpio entanglement. Not a relationship, because they'll drive you crazy. But a Scorpio entanglement is a bit of me. If I want a little bit of spice in my life, I'm just like, I'm bored. Let me just around and get me a Scorpio or something, because yeah, yeah. But it would never last long because they're crazy. Sagittarius men, Sagittarius men even, scariest bunch. Scary. I don't know what it is. I tend to attract Sagittarius a lot, like Sag men a lot, and I don't understand why, because they are scary. So toxic. I don't even know what it is about Sag men that makes them so toxic. I can't even put into words what it is. There needs to be like a docu-series, Surviving a Sagittarius. That's how bad they are. But you know what, guys? Not to brag or anything, but I've actually defeated a Sagittarius before. I finished him before he could finish me. Don't get me wrong, I did not come out unscathed. I came out with some battle wounds. But boy oh boy did I live to tell the tale, and I finished him before he could finish me. I feel like I should start like I'm gonna write a book. How I defeated a Sagittarius. Make sure you cop that. So guys, I lost the footage of me talking about Sagittarius properly, but what I will say is what I love, because I do actually love Sagittarius, even though the men are toxic. I do love Sagittarius because they're so optimistic and they're proper like free-spirited, fun people, and they are funny. Sagittarius and comedy go hand. They are so funny, really honest people, like life of the party, and they're like really like, they match Geminis in being really free, open-minded, open to different things. That's why I feel like I get along with them very well. I think they're meant to be like our sister sign as well. So I do like proper fucks with Sagittarius, but the men are toxic. Like, I have a love-hate because I love them, because if you want a good time, a Sag man is... What Sag men do for me that Libras don't is where Libras have the understanding, Libras lack the funness that Sagittarius have. Sagittarius have understanding and they're fun, but they just don't understand me as much as Libras do. Do you get it? Do you get it? Right, cool. Capricorn. One thing I really love about Capricorns is if I'm ever struggling to sleep, I can always count on a Capricorn to bore me to tears and then bore me to sleep. Boring. Capricorn men are so boring, like yawn. Girls I can even take, yeah, because the girls make excellent friends. Capricorns make good friends actually because they give the best advice. They're very reasonable, disciplined and responsible people, so they give, if you want good advice, go to a Capricorn. Other than that, they can be so boring. Oh, sorry. Capricorn speaking. Sorry, I fell asleep. Aquarius, my fellow water sign, air sign babies. I love Aquariuses. They're so warm, so loving, so friendly, so like, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is, so progressive, like real, like they just care. Aquariuses, one thing I'll say is they really care. Like they care about, like you'll find that people that care about the world and like things that matter are just, Aquariuses just have that humanitarian kind of spirit to them. Aquarius, much like Libra, can straddle the fence a little bit, like, because they're so like, but it's like with Aquariuses and Libras, it's a bit different. Here's a difference. Libras straddle the fence because they want everyone to like them. Aquariuses straddle the fence because they like everyone, if that makes sense. That's how I see it. Like, Aquarius is really, bless them, so naive sometimes. I'm just like, oh baby Aquarius, pick a side, and stop being so friendly. Like, they really like, they genuinely, like, unlike Aries who just want to be liked even if they don't like you, Aquarius actually genuinely like everybody. But that's my experience. They tend to, oh, I love everyone, oh, I love everyone. And that's what can be like, their friendliness and warmth can also be what's bad about them. Pisces. I have a complicated thing with Pisces because like my sun sign is like, no, I can't stand Pisces. I can't, let me not even front. For the most part, I can't stand Pisces. I find them, people find them really sweet and like naive and innocent, but I think they're very calculated people, love to play victim. Ugh. Love. Pisces are in a perpetual state of victimhood. Oh, I'm always the victim. Pisces will do you wrong and somehow make themselves the victim. Where they do that at? Pisces women are very sweet. Like, I'll give them that. They can be very sweet, very kind, gentle people. Still calculated deep down. One thing about Pisces is they, especially the women, they have, I think, out of all the people in the zodiac, all the signs of the zodiac, the most sex appeal. Like, look at Rihanna, for example. Like, Pisces have sex appeal. Pisces are very gentle, very like compassionate when they're developed, because the undeveloped ones, like I said, are just perpetual state of victimhood. Very like gentle, compassionate people, like really kind. I find that of the women more so than the men. See the men, like, it's okay. Pisces men, they are toxic as hell. Another scary bunch. I feel like, in fact, show of hands, who has personally been victimized by a Pisces man? It's okay, we're in a safe space. Put your hands up.
Because some of us are just victims in the situation. That's probably true. How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by
Pisces?
Good.
I think I've done all the signs. I have, haven't I? Well, guys, that was my very well, guys, I'm not an astrologer, so allow me in it. But yeah, that was just my breakdown of what I like, dislike about each of the signs. Let me know if you like these astrology videos from me. I'll try to do more and stuff. Let me know if you think I was way off with some or completely accurate with others. Listen, come and back your sign in the comments. I'm ready. Back your sign. Like I said, it's all generalizations. Like, there's other things in your chart that will affect different things and stuff, and also I'm a Gemini, like I said, so that's also going to affect my experience with each of the signs as well. I'm also a Scorpio, Moon and Leo rising, so that this all comes into place. All fun and games, please, especially Virgos, because I know I kind of roasted you lot small. Don't come for me. Anyways, guys, be sure to check out Klaiyi hair on your way out, links in the description box, and follow me on all my socials, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. What's this? What? Bye.